Welcome to Radio 64. Welcome to Radio 64, Video Game Music Remix Radio. I'm your host, Eric Mickles, also known online as duskvstweak. Radio 64 is part of the Radio Meanwhile network. You can visit radiomeanwhile.com for more information about this and other great podcasts. Find past episodes of Radio 64 on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And thank you to WRAQ 92.7 FM in Angelica, New York for hosting us every Monday at 6 p.m. That opening track was called Wanderer on the Offensive, a live edit from the game Shadow of the Colossus by VIII, Cerrax, Juan Medrano, and nonsensicalexis. Just a really cool electric rock take on the counterattack theme from Shadow of the Colossus, and the battles with the Colossus, they got intense. I mean, my hands were, the final boss, my hands were just sweaty all over that controller. It was gross. It was intense. I was terrified of falling off. That track we just listened to, Wanderer on the Offensive, it captures that aggressiveness you feel as you're trying to climb on and you're just hanging on for dear life on those giant stone beasts. So again, Wanderer on the Offensive, live edit by Beige, Cerrax, Juan Medrano, and nonsensicalexis from ocremix.org from the game Shadow of the Colossus. Up next is a track from Final Fantasy VII. This is from FFmusic DJ, and he's taking the Desert Wasteland theme by Nobuyu Matsu. FFmusic DJ is here with String Machine, the Choral Prison Mix from ocremix.org from the game Final Fantasy VII. That was String Machine, Choral Prison Mix by FFmusic DJ from ocremix.org from the game Final Fantasy VII. Hey, Final Fantasy VII, the remake, it just got delayed. Bummer for everybody excited for that. For me, it's not part of my plan. I've played Final Fantasy VII. If I replay Final Fantasy VII, it's just gonna be the original. I sound a bit prideful on that, don't I? I sound like I'm on a high horse there. But moving on. Up next, we have a track from the album, which was Mega Man X Maverick Rising, which was this massive rockin' Mega Man X remix project. Real cool. This one is specifically from Mega Man X5. It's called Zero's Plight by SenPi. It's another electronic piece, a little less trance than the one we just listened to. Trance mix we just listened from Final Fantasy VII. It's a bit slower, whereas this one is more upbeat. I feel like it's just more danceable, but that's my own taste. They both have a dark tone, I think. As quicker as this song is, I think they both still have that dark vibe going throughout. So this is Zero's Plight by SenPi from ocremix.org from the game Mega Man X5. that was Zero's Plight by SenPi from ocremix.org from the game Mega Man X5. Again, I haven't played Mega Man X yet. I got it on my Super Nintendo Mini, so I gotta do that. If I like Mega Man X, I'll probably just get the that collection that's out. Chrono Cross is up next. A really mellow acoustic guitar piece that I've been listening to for years now. I mean, this track was released on the site in 2000. Because it's an older piece, I think there's a little less going on, but I think the piano mixing with the acoustic guitar, they're just playing this really easy to listen to riff. I think it's just a really pretty piece. But the original track was On the Banks of a Dream, Another World by Yasunori Mitsuda. This is another inspiration by Scott Peeples from ocremix.org from the game Chrono Cross. That was Another Inspiration by Scott Peeples from ocremix.org from the game Chrono Cross. Chrono Cross has one of those soundtracks that you almost feel smarter listening to. So this is from the game Blaster Master, an NES game I did not play. It came out in 1988. But yeah, it just passed me by. I was watching some footage of it today to see what it was. It looks fun. It looks like a game I would have enjoyed as a kid. I don't know how good I would have been. From what I've heard, it has a pretty good soundtrack as well. Definitely one that seems to be fun to remix. It's a pretty atmospheric piece. It almost kind of sounds like David Wise's work on like Donkey Kong Country 1 or 2. Almost reminds me a bit of the tone of Aquatic Ambience. It kind of has this new age sound to it all, and I really like the mix between the synth and the strings in this song. It's called Into the Earth by Nines from ocremix.org from the game Blaster Master. That was Into the Earth by Nines from ocremix.org from the game Blaster Master. Yeah, the more I listen to it, the more it does feel like you could insert this remix specifically into like Donkey Kong Country 1 or 2 in an underwater level or a cavern level, and it would fit just right. So really cool stuff there. Things are going to start rocking again because we've got some metal rock coming up. This is called M-COR Rising, and it's by DusK with a capital K. Not me. I go by duskvstweak. I don't know who this DusK is. No, he's a great musician from OCR. We've played some tracks before. He did a mix of Sea of Thieves, which we featured on the show before, which was also just a really cool rock take on that source track from that game. This is from Titanfall, another online-only game. Yeah, I mean, this is just an aggressive rock song. I've never played Titanfall myself, mainly because the first one was online only, and I tend not to get an online only game. It needs to have some kind of story. Unless I'm guaranteed people to play in multiplayer. I haven't done it, but I didn't play Titanfall. But Titanfall 2, in its story campaign, is supposed to be amazing, and that is on my list. It's on my huge to-play pile. M-COR Rising by DusK from ocremix.org from the game Titanfall.
M-COR Rising by DusK from ocremix.org from the game Titanfall. We got this very much electronica piece from the game, from Tetris. It's called 30 Plus Mix by Reforged. It's taken the B-type music. He's taken the B-type music from Tetris and just making it rain. 30 Plus Mix by Reforged from ocremix.org from the game Tetris. That was 30 Plus Mix by Reforged from ocremix.org from the game Tetris. The B-type music is also just as iconic as the music that we all know, the A-type. There's something about me. I just really like Tetris remixes. Something about it. I could listen to Tetris remixes all day, especially electronic pieces like that. Give me more techno Tetris and I'm in. I'm sold. We got some funky jazz coming in with some great saxophone. This is called Rockin the Yard by prophetik. It's from Super Dodgeball, a game I wish I had played. I'm a little surprised it didn't end up on the NES Mini when they released that. Super Dodgeball has a pretty fun reputation. It looks like another game. Every time I've seen it, I'm like, I would have loved this as a kid. I guess we just didn't have a lot of games on the NES. We had the Mario games, we had a Tiny Toons game. That might have been it, really. It's called Rockin the Yard by prophetik. Just an upbeat funk piece. The saxophone just soloing its way through here. So I like a good saxophone. I love a good saxophone even. So let's get to it. Rockin the Yard by prophetik from ocremix.org from the game Super Dodgeball. That was Rockin the Yard by Prophetic Music from ocremix.org from the game Super Dodgeball. Alright, more aggressive metal rock here with One Man and His Metal Gun by PirateCrab. This is very recent to the site, to Overclocked Remix. It's taking the Man with the Machine Gun theme from Final Fantasy VIII, which I think kind of blew me away the first time I heard it when I was playing Final Fantasy VIII. You get to there and you're playing those other characters and you get into a battle and the Man with the Machine Gun starts playing. It's just so cool and it's so different from everything else that had been in the game so far. It really just was like, what is this track? How can I listen to it? I mean, you can hear the underlying original track, but then the electric guitar comes in. It's just so distorted and mean. This, like the Titanfall mix, it's a straight up metal piece. So this is One Man and His Metal Gun by PirateCrab from ocremix.org from the game Final Fantasy VIII. That was One Man and His Metal Gun by PirateCrab from ocremix.org from the game Final Fantasy VIII. And now we have a ridiculous piece just released as well. This is from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's called To See Like Me. And this is just a big band jazz live take. It's It's smoky. The vocals on here by Rebecca Dresmans it's amazing. There's so many people working on this. I'm just going to read them all once. So here we go. We got Bowlerhat, Arno Grootaers, Chae Yeon Lee, David Jans, Dirk Bosman, Felix Brassel, Gregory Sidis, Ki Hanla Lee, Louise Van Dun Huvel, Pierre Vinek, and Rebecca Dresmans. It's just like former band, people. Former band, so I can just say the jazzy jazz hats. This is something else. They take the Zelda's theme from Ocarina of Time, and they just absolutely perfect the big band sound. When I was a teenager and into college, I was really into swing dancing, and so I heard a whole bunch of different big band songs and kind of got accustomed and had a taste for that style of music. So I listened to this and kind of sent me back to the swing dance floor. So yeah, just a mind-boggling piece to think of how many people put this song together and how great it sounds. So, To See Like Me by a whole bunch of people from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time from ocremix.org.
Let me see what's been guiding me. Let me go inside, let it guide. Can you hear my voice as it clears the void? Let it go away. Like guiding me. Let me go inside, let it guide. Can you hear my voice as it clears the void? Let it go.
That was To See Like Me by 11 different artists, all coming together to make that track. Absolutely fantastic. They hats off to them from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Amazing stuff. And that was the last track of the show, so thank you for listening to Radio64, Video Game Music Remix Radio. I have been your host, Eric Mickles, also known online as duskvstweak. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Radio64 is part of the Radio Meanwhile network. Visit radiomeanwhile.com for more information about this and other great podcasts. Find past episodes of Radio64 on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And thank you to WRAQ 92.7 FM in Angelica, New York for hosting us every Monday at 6 p.m. See you next time.